Kevin Stfansky actually said. Roll the footage.
Will he be back as your QB2 this week?
Yeah, he'll be limited today, Mary Kay. So need to see how he responds. Obviously, he's pushing very hard in rehab, but need to see how he does over the next.
Shedeur Sanders is finally back in Cleveland after his treatment in Colorado, and the internet is buzzing. A leaked training clip just hit social media. And let's be real, it sent fans into a frenzy. But not everyone's cheering. His haters are losing it. The footage shows Shadour training hard with the Browns before their big matchup against the Jets, and now the question everyone's asking is wild. Is he trying to expose Stfansky and prove that the unfit-to-play story was nothing but smoke and mirrors? Or maybe the Browns dragged him back just to calm the firestorm of backlash they've been drowning in lately? Because at this point, it's clear as day. As long as Stfansky's running things in Cleveland, Shadour's future in that jersey is hanging by a thread. The tension's thick enough to slice with a helmet. And here's the thing, Stfansky's at it again, playing his favorite little game, the waiting game. Every single time Shadour shows a sign of progress, that man pulls out the same tired script. We'll see how he responds. Please. We've been hearing that same line for weeks. It's his go-to move. Looks calm for the cameras, but behind closed doors, it's all about keeping Shadour off the field to protect his own fragile pride. You can't play that trick anymore, coach. Not on the fans, not on the analysts, and definitely not on Shadour. Everyone sees through it now. Every "will see" is really code for, I'm not ready to admit this kid's better than my favorite pick. This has nothing to do with health anymore. It's about control, plain and simple. Stfansky knows that the second Shadour steps back on that field and starts firing those laser passes again, the spotlight shifts, and suddenly it's not about the coach anymore. It's about the prodigy he tried to bench. It's wild because once Shadour finally steps back on that field, the spotlight won't be on Stfansky anymore. It'll be shining bright on the kid he tried to bury. That's exactly why every quote Stfansky gives lately sounds like pure damage control, not leadership. He keeps saying things like, he's pushing hard in rehab.
Like a soap opera, bro, at this point. Kevin Stfansky let it be known that Shedeur Sanders will not be getting any first-team reps for the most part, and he definitely is not going to be named quarterback 2 going into this Jets matchup. Basically, he's claiming that Shedeur Sanders is still going to rehabilitation with his back, which we all know is come out that Shedeur Sanders is suffering from this back injury. Now, for whatever reason, they're making it their business to not...
As if that's supposed to sound bad. You got a player out here grinding day and night, fighting to come back stronger than ever. And instead of celebrating that dedication, the coach acts like it's some kind of problem. You can hear it in Stfansky's tone, shaky, defensive, and desperate. He knows deep down that Shadour's return means one thing. His excuses are running out fast. The clock's ticking, and every new comment sounds like another page straight out of his tired old playbook of manipulation. This man's been pulling the same tricks all season, acting like he's protecting the team, when in reality, he's just protecting himself. Because if Shadour comes back and starts lighting up the field, everyone will finally see what's been obvious from day one. The coach's choice wasn't about strategy, it was about ego. And once that truth explodes on the field,
A charge going forward for these last 9 games for Dylan? I mean, have you given him sort of some mandates or instructions on what you need to see from him to elevate his game?
I wouldn't put it that way, Mary Kay, other than to say we have a lot of things that we need to do better offensively in total, quarterback position, every position, coaching, you name it. So those are, going back to the bye week, you try to study and learn some things and try to make sure that we as coaches are putting our guys in the best position to succeed. And certainly that.
No clever press answer or fake smile is going to save Stfansky from the storm coming his way. At this point, it's too obvious to ignore. The man is doing everything in his power to keep Shadour off that field. He's not even trying to hide it anymore. He literally admitted that Shadour won't get first-team reps and won't even be listed as QB2 against the Jets. Like, are you serious? This dude's been rehabbing nonstop, staying sharp mentally, staying disciplined, and this is how they treat him? It's a joke, plain and simple. Stfansky keeps waving around that back injury excuse like it's his personal get-out-of-accountability card. But that card's about to expire because fans see through every move now. Everybody knows by now, Shedeur's been cleared enough to train, and those leaked videos prove he's moving just fine. You can literally see it with your own eyes. Crisp footwork, clean throws, full motion. But instead of giving him the shot he's earned, Stfansky keeps him glued to the sidelines because deep down he knows the truth. The moment Shadour steps on that field, he'll expose every weak link in that so-called system Stfansky's been hiding behind. This stopped being about health a long time ago. It's about ego, plain and loud. Stfansky just can't handle the idea that the same player he's been sidelining could actually save his season. That's what makes it so sad. Instead of doing what's right for the team, he's too busy protecting his pride, trying to prove he's the smartest guy in the room. And this whole rehab narrative he's been spinning, please, it's just another cover-up, a lazy excuse to hide his stubbornness and dodge accountability. Shedeur's presence alone makes Stfansky uncomfortable because it forces everyone to remember what real leadership looks like.
The draft, both you and Andrew said Dillon Gabriel that his height didn't show up on college game film.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's showing up now? I mean, his inability to get the ball to the receivers.
Yeah, I understand the question, Tony, but I would not characterize it that way. We need to play better as an offense. Certainly, there's areas to improve for a young quarterback, but it's really on all of us.
It's not about titles or press conferences. It's about results. And right now, Stfansky's results are screaming one word: failure. The fans see it. The locker room feels it. And even the analysts are starting to say it out loud. Everyone knows, except the man who's too busy pretending he's still got control over a situation that's clearly slipping through his fingers. This is classic Stfansky, talking in circles, saying a whole lot of nothing. Every time he's asked a straight question about Dillon, he dodges it with that same tired line: "We need to be better." Better at what, coach? Because the offense looks lost every single week. If Dillon's your guy, then say it and own it. But if he's not, stop the act. Because right now, the only thing Stfansky's proving is that he's got no real plan. Stfansky hides behind buzzwords like evaluate and learn from the bye week, as if those phrases are some kind of magic spell that'll suddenly fix everything. But the truth's right there for everyone to see. Dillon hasn't elevated this offense at all. He's looked average on a good day and completely lost on a bad one. Yet Stfansky keeps forcing this weird narrative, acting like he's mentoring some special project instead of managing a professional football team fighting for its season. And let's keep it real. What exactly has Dillon shown that makes him the supposed answer? Where's the leadership spark?
That with Tommy coming out of the college ranks recently, might that be beneficial for both of your rookie quarterbacks, knowing that he sort of has that college-y vibe?
I think it's probably a good question to ask Tommy. Mary Kay, I think Tommy's got the right way about him with veterans and young players, but certainly, to your point, when you're in the collegiate game, there's things that are different about the game, so it does help to, as you explain certain concepts or the way defenses play, I do think there's value in that.
Where's that game-changing energy the fans were promised? Where's the consistency that justifies keeping Shadour benched while this entire experiment keeps blowing up week after week? How long is Stfansky going to keep pretending this offense is coming together when everyone can see it's falling apart right in front of him? How many more games will he waste before admitting his plan's a total bust? Fans in Cleveland have been loyal through chaos, through heartbreak, through rebuild after rebuild, and they deserve better than a coach who hides behind excuses and a quarterback who cracks under pressure. The whole act's getting embarrassing at this point, and someone in that building needs to finally say it straight. Stfansky and Dillon are holding this team back, and by extension, they're holding Shadour back too. And the cherry on top? Stfansky still refuses to take responsibility or tell the truth. The man can't even admit the obvious. Gabriel's size is a real issue. It's affecting his throws, his timing, and his confidence. But every time someone points it out, Stfansky runs back to the same tired quote, "We all need to be better."
I think the bye regenerated your guys for this last half of the season.
Yeah, I think the bye week, regardless of where it comes, Jeff, you have to recharge, and I think our guys did that. Obviously, have a 9-game season coming up here after 8 in the book, so have to make sure that they're ready in mind, body, and spirit for the.
No, coach, not we, you. You and your bad decision-making are the problem. You drafted a quarterback who can't see over his linemen, can't deliver under pressure, and can't hit his receivers consistently to save his life. Everyone sees it, but the fans, the analysts, the players, everyone but you. Every week it's the same stale pattern, the same empty talk, and no results. Fans are done with the excuses. They've heard every line, every recycled explanation, and it's getting old fast. You wanted Dylan, you backed him, now own it. Stop acting like this is some mysterious team-wide issue when the real problem is standing right there under center. And the man who put him there is pacing the sideline pretending everything's fine. It's insult after insult to the fans' intelligence, and people are getting fed up.
With Tommy obviously now taking over play calling duties, in terms of the game plan, does he get more latitude in terms of, does that change?
Yeah, I do think it's important with a play caller that you have a call sheet of plays that you're really comfortable with. So certainly this week, making sure Tommy's got the quote unquote final say. I'm letting him kind of put this thing together. Obviously I'm helping and making my suggestions, but I want him to feel comfortable and confident with what's on that call sheet.
Once again, Stfansky's dodging questions like he's allergic to accountability. Reporters ask him something real, and instead of giving a straight answer, he shrugs it off. Ask Tommy, "Excuse me, you're the head coach. Aren't you supposed to actually know what's going on with your quarterbacks and staff?" Every time someone corners him with a fair question, he slips into that same vague corporate talk. Tommy's got the right way about him. What does that even mean, coach? Does Tommy actually help the rookies develop, or is this just another meaningless phrase to sound professional without saying anything real? If Tommy's college experience is supposed to be so valuable, then why does it look like none of the rookies are improving? Why does the offense still look lost every single week? Why is Shadour still sitting on the sidelines while Stfansky keeps talking about concepts instead of delivering results? The fans don't care about buzzwords, they care about touchdowns, wins, and accountability. Stfansky keeps talking like a man who used the bye week to recharge, but for what? Nothing's changed. The offense still looks flat, predictable, lifeless, and the Shadour situation, it's worse than ever. So what exactly did he evaluate during that week off? Because it sure wasn't the quarterback situation. Maybe he rewatched his own press conferences to practice sounding calm while his team sinks. Whatever it was, it clearly didn't involve fixing the one thing dragging this entire season down, his decisions. The bye week should have been the perfect chance to reset, refocus, and bring Shadour back into the mix. But once again, Stfansky wasted it. Instead of addressing the real problem, he hid behind the same tired phrases and empty promises. At this point, those buzzwords don't even sound professional. They sound stupid. That's not coaching, that's stalling. While Shadour's been grinding non-stop, working like a machine to prove he's ready, Stfansky couldn't even use a whole week off to figure out how to get his most talented quarterback back on the field. The man had time, the tools, and a golden opportunity to make things right. And somehow, he fumbled it again. And now Stfansky's acting like he's doing everyone a favor by letting Tommy take over play calling again. Seriously? This is the second year in a row he's handed off one of the most important responsibilities a head coach can have, and we're supposed to call that leadership? Come on, that's not leadership. That's proof he's run out of ideas. If you're not calling the plays, not fixing the offense, and not managing your quarterbacks, then what exactly are you doing, coach? From where everyone's sitting, it looks like Stfansky's checked out completely. Instead of guiding Tommy, mentoring him, and helping him grow, he's just tossing him into the deep end and calling it trust. That's not helping, that's setting him up to fail. A real leader stands beside his staff, not behind them, waiting to shift the blame when things go wrong. And let's be honest, when things do go wrong, because they will, we all know who's going to hide behind the same recycled excuses. So what exactly is Stfansky getting paid for at this point? Paid to hold grudges against young players like Shadour? Paid to build a team that looks more like a gimmick show than a football squad? Paid to hand off his duties every time the heat rises? Paid to repeat the same robotic answers week after week while pretending everything's under control? because from the outside, it looks like he's cashing checks for standing on the sideline with a headset that's doing all the work for him while the offense collapses right in front of his eyes. At this point, the situation in Cleveland isn't just disappointing. It's straight up embarrassing. The bye week came and went, and nothing changed except the volume of excuses coming out of Stfansky's mouth. You can see it in the players' faces now: frustration, confusion, and that quiet kind of anger that builds when leadership's gone missing. The locker room's losing patience, and the fans, they've already lost faith. The Shadour situation has become the biggest open secret in the league. Everyone knows he's ready. The footage doesn't lie, the progress reports don't lie, and the energy shift whenever he's on the field definitely doesn't lie. But instead of embracing that, Stfansky's playing politics. He's treating his quarterback room like a popularity contest, protecting feelings instead of protecting wins. It's like he's afraid of what happens when Shadour proves him wrong. Because when that day comes, the whole "we're still evaluating" routine is going to explode in his face. You can feel the tension brewing. Players are starting to whisper, the media's catching on, and even inside the organization, people are starting to question whether Stfansky's still the right guy to lead this team. When your own staff doesn't trust your decisions, that's not strategy, that's collapse. Every missed opportunity, every awkward press conference, every weak offensive series just adds another crack to a system that's already breaking apart. And let's talk about optics, because they're brutal right now. Shedeur's putting in extra hours, doing everything right, staying professional through it all, while the guy calling the shots keeps fumbling his credibility in real time. You can't fool fans anymore. They see the grind, they see the favoritism, and they're tired of watching potential rot on the bench while mediocrity gets protected. Stfansky's running out of people to blame, and the heat's turning all the way up. You can sense it. One more bad loss, one more weak post-game speech, and the pressure from fans and media alike might finally crack the calm act he's been hiding behind. Because sooner or later, Cleveland's going to stop asking why Shadour isn't playing and start demanding when. And when that day hits, when the crowd starts chanting his name louder than any coach's defense can drown out, it won't just be about football anymore. It'll be about accountability, reputation, and truth, the kind Stfansky's been dodging all season long. The pressure in Cleveland is boiling over, and you can feel it in every corner of that locker room. The players might not be saying it out loud, but their body language tells the whole story. They're done pretending everything's fine. The offense is sputtering, the chemistry's off, and everyone knows exactly why. The man calling the shots keeps protecting the wrong quarterback and playing politics instead of football. Shedeur's name keeps echoing through social media, radio talk shows, and even NFL circles. It's impossible to ignore now. Every highlight of him training, every leak, every fan chant chips away at the wall Stfansky built to keep him out. It's not just a fan movement anymore. It's turning into a full-blown revolt. Cleveland's tired of being the what-if team, tired of being the story of wasted potential and stubborn leadership. And if Stfansky doesn't open his eyes soon, he won't just lose the locker room. He'll lose the entire city. You can't call yourself a leader if your pride matters more than progress. Fans are watching a talented young quarterback sit in silence while an offense built on excuses keeps failing week after week. And yet, Stfansky's post-game talks sound like a broken record. We'll evaluate, we'll improve, we'll learn. Learn what exactly? Because the only lesson he's teaching right now is how to stall a franchise. Meanwhile, Shadour's over there doing everything right, showing discipline, staying professional, keeping his head down, and working like he's already the starter. He's earned the moment, and the fans know it. Every throw he makes in practice, every quiet show of focus, it's all building towards something bigger, a moment that'll flip the narrative completely. And when that happens, when he finally gets his shot and steps onto that field, it's going to shake this whole organization to its core. Because all those weeks of excuses, all that ego, and all that unnecessary drama will collapse in one game. One performance that proves everything fans have been screaming about. The truth's already written. Cleveland doesn't need another plan. It needs a spark. It needs a leader. It needs Shedeur Sanders. So the real question now isn't if Stfansky will cave, it's when. Because every passing day, every struggling drive, Every awkward press conference gets us closer to the moment when the whole city finally says, enough. Paid for keeping his most talented players benched just to protect his fragile ego, that's the reality in Cleveland right now. Stfansky's not coaching, he's covering. Every week, it's another excuse, another delay, another round of fake optimism that fans stopped believing months ago. And at this point, it's not even subtle anymore. You can see it. Every decision, every lineup, every evaluation speech just screams desperation. This whole situation proves one thing loud and clear. The Browns are out of excuses, and Stfansky's running out of time. The locker room's restless, the fans are heated, and the media's circling like sharks that smell blood. You can't keep playing games with a city this passionate and expect people to stay quiet forever. If Stfansky keeps holding Shadour back, keeps playing politics instead of football, then this whole thing's gonna blow up faster than he can schedule another press conference. Because let's be real, the clock's ticking, and every bad drive, every empty answer, every we'll see moment just pushes him closer to the edge. You can't bench potential forever. Shedeur's moment is coming, whether Stfansky likes it or not. And when it does, the fans will remember who believed in him and who tried to bury him. Anyway, this saga's far from over, and it's only getting messier from here. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for the next round of breaking updates, because things in Cleveland are about to get real. And now I gotta ask, what do you think? Is Stfansky quietly destroying this team from the inside, or does Shadour still have a shot at redemption in Cleveland? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because one way or another, the truth's coming out, and when it does, it's gonna shake the entire NFL.